Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys my Minecraft build. This thing's about a year old, but I got a lot of stuff done on this one. Let me show you guys. This is my castle, and this is like almost in the center of the map. So this is kind of like the main hub. It's pretty cool. And I'm using like this Skyrim theme. It just makes everything pop out. It's pretty neat. I did kick it out of it. My little shops, my little apartments. Barrier wall. I think there's a second floor, I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I've played Minecraft. Oh yeah. Pretty good views. And I think when I first played this game, I spawned somewhere over here. Pretty close to the center of the map, surprisingly. And this is just awesome. I've put a lot of time into this. And later on I'll show you my other places, but this is just my castle. I think I have a couple more, I'm not too sure. Like I said, it's been a while since I played Minecraft, but I guess we'll just go exploring, see what's what. Oh, here's a church I'm trying to build, and it's kind of hard to build in survival mode. I'm pretty sure it'd be way easier in creative mode, but I'm still working on that. Still got a ways to go. Oh, there's my first cabin. Like I said, I spawned over there when I first started this game, and it's one of my first cabins. There's the North Pole, and that little triangle mountain. There's my first like mine. Like I first like started gathering materials. Then later on, I'll show you guys where my main tunnel network. It's insane. It literally goes on forever in all directions, but we'll get to that. There's a way down right here. This place is a work in progress. You know, nothing's really finished. I really like the scale of it. There's more apartments. Here's my little garden. Well, needs a little maintenance, but some more walls. I think this is the entrance to my little church. It's pretty neat. It is pretty neat. Some more tunnels, more little tower. Big old stove. It's overkill, buddy. This leads down to my underground chambers. It's pretty extensive. Then it goes back to the main tunnels. I'll show you my tunnels later, my subway tunnels. But this is just like one way down. I have a tree growing down there. It's pretty neat. Oh, that's probably one of the last places we'll go to. But let's head over to our cabin and give that a look. A look-see. I love Skyrim. I love this song. The themes. Some of my first gardens down there, right by the river. Cutting on trees. Oh, a llama? Oh, a travel trader. So this is the North Pole. Surprisingly, it was right next to my cabin. See, if you look at my compass, every direction it points to this area. So for some reason, in the center of the map, there's the North Pole. And yeah. It's a pretty good reference. If you get lost, you can just take out the compass and be like, oh, there's... If I ever need to find my cabin, just follow the North Pole. And, I must have closed it up for some reason. I had a tunnel here somewhere. Oh, right here. This is like one of my first mines. Gathering material, you know, just trying to build a wall and whatnot. Then once I got enough material, coal, diamonds, iron, I started building my cabin. Took down some trees and built this bad boy. And I guess I'll show you my little cabin. Pretty cool, pretty cozy. My little sink. Here's my basement. Where I store most of my loot. Well, not all of my loot. I have a like a tower bank or whatever, where I keep all of my, where I store all my supplies and whatnot. I'll show you that later, but it's my little lava light. Library room. It's a work in progress. I'm still working on this place, but I'm usually on the other side of the maps, so I'm really not here that often as I used to be. But this is where I craft my enchantment tools, make them a little better. And why do you fix that? And I guess we'll continue down to the subways. So once I started building. Kept on building down, I decided to make a subway map, you know, just endless tunnels going in all directions and just going crazy at it. Yeah, I'll show you. Some bread. And as you can see, there's just endless tunnels going everywhere. There's a rough map of where we are. There's my cabin to the left side. There's the castle. And as you can see, these tunnels pretty much go clear across the map. The map, see, I have a bigger map I can show you, and we can get started. Yeah. So let's go to our bank tower and I'll show you where I keep all my resources. Right here where that. And this took a while to cut out. This took a great amount of time. I'm still working on it, but you know, it makes the underground feel open. Because when you're down here sometimes, and I'm probably down here like maybe 80%, 85% of the time, and it does feel claustrophobic, and I just decided to open up the tunnels a bit just to feel a little more comfort, you know, rather than traveling back up to the surface, you know. And there's another crossroads. We're about halfway down the map. Yeah, just about. I think I have an escape tunnel here somewhere. There we are. So this one goes up to my resource tower. I really don't know what to call it, but I usually call it the vault, because I keep all of my diamonds and valuable items there, coal, iron, all sorts of things. Here, we'll get there. So 1 way down, 3 ways down. And here's that extensive map I was showing you. This place is huge. You know, it's hard to, you know, show you guys how enormous this place is. And I'll show you where we are in the map. We're right about there, where those little square marks are. The castle we were at, if you follow my crosshairs, it's right there. Right there, that's where we were. That's where the cabin was. And we traveled this little short distance from here to point A to point B. You know, and like I said, my tunnels, you can roughly see where my tunnels are on the uncompleted maps. But kind of think of it as a cross. I have tunnels starting in the middle of the map, and they go from, you know, horizontally and diagonally, and, you know, all over the place. Starting from down there, all the way straight down, going this way, going that way to the right, and going back up. You know, it'll probably take me more than an hour just to show you how extensive these tunnels are, but I think you might get a pretty good idea of how enormous these tunnels are and the distance they are. And yeah, I'm kind of a mole man. I hardly travel on the surface because it's a little, for me, traveling the surface is kind of hard. I feel more safer in the tunnels for some reason. As long as you have like enough food and resources to sustain yourself, I mean, you can pretty much survive underground. But for me, on the surface, it's really kind of hard because it's really dynamic. You get the mountains, snow, weather, sand. You know, it's hard. It's hard traveling up there, but I feel I'm really more comfortable down in the tunnels. And yeah, this is a huge map, very huge map. And when I first bought this game, this is the only map I've ever played on. And it's keeping me busy. Oh, so this is about a year old now. And I still haven't explored it all. Not even close. Here are my vaults. All the treasure. Just pile it up with coal. A redstone. That turquoise. Gold. Diamonds. So when you're digging these tunnels, you find enormous amounts of material down there, and I just had to find a place where I can, like, you know, centralize and trying to simplify the storage process without just having loot everywhere. I can just have like a place where it's centralized and unified. We're on top of a mountain right now. There's one of my first gardens. I hardly use this place, to be honest. Right, way over there is one of the roads I'm trying to make. I'm trying to make like a kind of a freeway. Because like I said, most of my traveling is done underground. And I hardly travel on the surface because it's so dynamic. It's so hard to climb these mountains. And yeah, I'm trying to make a road. It's a lot harder than it sounds. So, the song's getting kind of epic, so. Make our way down to the gardens, right down here somewhere. Ta-da! I love this song. I really do. Skyrim is such a epic game. Like it's hard to describe out how cool it is. And to be able to like have a Skyrim skin in Minecraft is just like a whole other level. Man, that song is just something else. It's yeah, it's cool. So we made it to my my gardens, and this is where I can like really sustain myself with food. I can just make like basically infinite breads, and I can I just survive off of eating bread. It's really good. It's really good. And this was just a whole other project too, you know. And like I said, this server is about maybe a year old, just about, and all this takes time to build and grow and transfer all the water to the individual canals and planting seeds. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's ways to automate all this, but there's something like satisfying just like growing your crops like this. I don't know why, but that sunset's awesome. My little farm down there. Where we were is somewhere in that direction. I made a road going that way, just right over there, where I get a better look at it, but it's not as fast as the carts, the mine carts, mine those subway systems. I think for me, building the subway systems was a bit of a priority, because just seeing how big how huge this map was, I needed to find a way to like, you know, travel in a faster and efficient way rather than building roads like this in this dynamic type of environment. Cutting tunnels through mountains, and it just takes a lot of resources and not a lot of payout. If you're building these tunnels underground in a certain amount of depth, you can at least get material, raw material and rare material from it. It benefits you in the long run. You get iron, diamonds, a whole bunch of other material to use with. Where if you just build from the surface, all you get is dirt and rock. Sometimes coal, but that's about it. What the hell are you gonna do with dirt? So there's some more of my the garden over there. And I built this extended place because if I start adding more people, full server of like 4 people or whatever, I can at least have enough food for everybody rather than just myself, and that kind of eliminates like the need for food, so people don't have to fight each other for like resources. You just come here and just like pick your own food, and yeah, it lowers conflict, really. at least I hope it does. I still need to make a portal to use one of my research areas. It's kind of like away from everybody, away from like sensitive buildings, and so when I open this portal up, I can be able to go to this other realm and gather more resources to build things. But I just haven't had the time to get to it yet because I'm building so many other things all at once. The garden, the castle, the tunnels, and I have another castle down southwest of here. Yeah, way southwest. It's in the snowy regions, and we'll go there too. I have this bunch of projects. They're halfway done. Some are done. Some are halfway done, and I'm always moving. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I've ran out of resources, so I got to go do this. Then I get carried away. Then I find something else to do. Then there's always something to do in here. Chickens. Maids. Oh, I also make these. Every once in a while, you'll find these markers around the world, and they point in the direction of north. So I have this like pole going up, kind of like a land marker, saying that I've at least been in this position. Then I point this other brick in the north direction. So sometimes I'm not always carrying around my compass, and in the tunnels when I'm down below and I get lost, I start to dig myself straight up. And if I ever find myself one of these markers, I at least know what direction I am. And I usually don't carry around a map because these maps are so huge, and it's just not convenient to carry around maps. Because you only have a limited amount of slots to carry them around with. And I'd rather carry these pickaxes and the raw material I found and the rocks I crushed. There's just no rooms to carry around like 6 different maps just to find my way home. So I figured I'd just make these markers and kind of estimate, where the hell I'm going. At least I'm going in the right direction. That's why I make the subway system. So if you dig straight down to a certain depth, and you dig somewhere, north, east, west, south, at least you'll run into one of my subway tunnels and find a way north, or find your way home at least. I mean, that's the whole idea of what's going on through my head. That's hopefully how it turns out. So I showed you the center of the map, my vault, and I'm kind of curious if you guys want to see my winter castle. this way. So right now we're heading to the center of the map. So the center tunnel is pretty much the big tunnel you seen earlier, and that's pretty much center of the map. And that goes from north to south. And I think it's done. I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I've been on here. I'm not sure if you guys want to see that because it's just me, you know, riding the cart through endless tunnels. But I think I'll just show you my winter castle, which is pretty cool. Glass house. I think it's this way. I'm not too sure. It might have been that way. It might have been towards the glass house. I'm pretty sure it was. Because the one we're on now is going south, way south. So what's this say? Yeah, this goes south. It's one of my abandoned tunnels. Or safe tower. West to Water Temple. See it? Yeah, let's go back to that glass house. I'm pretty sure that's where my winter castle is. Oh. Spidey. Yeah, I used to know this place by heart. It's been a while since I played this game. I think the last time I played this game was maybe like a couple months ago. I'm not too sure. Yeah, let's try this one. You can imagine, if any of you have ever played Minecraft before, how time-consuming it is to make these type of tunnels and to expand them in this way. It takes a while, you know, and not a lot of people would do the effort either. The reason I do it, like I said, it does get kind of claustrophobic down here, and you know, just to open up the space a little, it kind of like, I don't know, makes you less feel like you're confined in here. Gives you a little breathing room. I do make some escape hatches though, going straight up, just in case if I do feel claustrophobic down here. So I just go, I build a tunnel going straight up, ladders, and feel the open air, open space. I forgot how long this tunnel is, to be honest. I mean, it is pretty much the bottom corner of the map. It really is. I'm not gonna lie. So this one continues down to my glass house. I might show you that one. I'm not too sure. And this one goes to my winter castle, my Winterfell from Game of Thrones. sunset. So here we are. We're in the lands of always winter, and it's a pretty cool place. It really is. It's a smaller version castle, you know. But it works, it works. I have I don't know if you guys ever seen Game of Thrones, but I have like a firewall going around the castle trying to keep the zombies out. Look at that moon. So here's kind of a better view. A little tower on top. Ooh. There's zombies in here. I think there's a way up here somewhere. Here we go. I really like this design. Different from like a square building, so you got these little different patterns. It's pretty unique. Change it up a little. It's my firewall. Yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. Like I said, most of the time I spend most of my time underground, working on those tunnels, gathering resources. And when I do have enough resources, I do like start to build like places like these little castles. You know, I have enough material to like build pickaxes and swords and stuff like that. But a lot of time, maybe like I said, 90% of my material does go down to like building these tunnels, these rails, and trying to make it more efficient for myself. Then once I do that, I can at least get creative and build something. They do have like a creative mode in here where it kind of makes you kind of god build stuff. Resources. It's alright. It's fun sometimes, but I also like the survival mode. It makes it more. It makes it worth it in the end because you know all that hard work you put into it, and it's just a little more satisfying, I think. Let's take a nap real quick. So here's one of my glass houses. It's pretty cool. So one of my first expeditions. The unknown. This is as far as I made it. I made this little glass house. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Like I say, it's really hard for me to travel on the surface. You're not really prepared for it. I mean, you gotta bring food, your equipment, beds, tent saving points, and all resources down here I need. Digging never stops. So where we are now is right above the vault tower. I wonder what happened to my dog. My dog went. Now we're in the middle of the map. We're like center line. This is north to south. This is kind of hard to tell, but I'm not too sure where this one goes. Not too sure. This one goes straight back to my town. I like how really like how it fits over. Now that took a while. That took a while to cut out. I remember that was one of my recent projects. The blocks here and there was not cut out, but essentially I took about a day just to cut all that out. All by myself. It's really hard to find people to kind of help you out. They kind of just screw around on the surface and get themselves killed, or I don't know what they do. But so yeah, we're right below my cabin right now. Same tower, cabin. That's where I first began. This keeps going north. Like I said, it's really hard to describe how long these tunnels are. All dug up by hand. Like another hub. This one goes east, this one goes west. And those are just material tunnels. Just gather material. Then once I got my raw material, I bring them back here and cook them. You know, extract the material from the rock and make them to like usable material. Store them in here. Rock, thousands of rock. There's some coal. So once I got my raw material, I store them in my little train right here. Then I put some coal on my train, and that just goes straight down to the oh, what do you call it? My safe. That little vault tower I was showing you. And it's pretty much all automated right there, so I don't have to do it on my own. Well, I probably do supervise it, but I can take it all in one batch. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. This is our escape hatch, exit shaft. It just goes straight up. And this goes all the way north till you hit the end of the map. You know, hit the invisible wall. And same thing with the south. You know, the tunnel goes all the way down south. So I hope you liked this little tour. There's really not much on the surface. Like I said, 90% of my time I'm down here, just collecting resources and trying to make this stuff more efficient for myself. And then once I got that down, like I said, I can just start building my own place, building cool stuff on the surface. But I think this is where it all starts. Gathering material, crafting it, and building stuff. So, yeah. Talk to you guys later.